That leads up to some good PvP situations, I imagine, like in D3. Like you're automatically hostile with people if they've gone evil and you're good. So you don't have to like have somebody run to town and turn hostile on and come chase you down, none of that crap. But you can still duel each other if you're the same alignment. I'm hoping there's going to be a hardcore option like Diablo 2 had, but I don't know if they decided on that yet. They didn't tell me what the level cap was, but I'm hoping they're going to make it like no level cap, but make it exponential, so eventually you just get to a level where it's so hard to level up, it might take you a year to level up again. But it is possible, but there's no real limit on it. But so when they sent me this beta, they gave me a couple of characters that were already leveled up. One was like level 30, and he had like a Diablo soulstone, so I could see how that worked. And I had a level 70 paladin with this set of plate mail called Menethil's Mithril, which I thought was named after this town in WoW, you know, like when you go from Ironforge to Menethil and you go across on the boats. But then, like, once you turn your Diablo aspect on, because I was a paladin, it turns your armor black and your hair turns white. If you have this set on, not just normal knight or whatever, but if you have this set on, you look just like Arthas. And then I looked on WoW Wiki, and it said Arthas' last name was Menethil. So I thought that was cool. It's like a tie-in. And then if you have a sword and you put ice enchant on it, you look just like Arthas when you hit stuff. Like normal, if you're just like a normal knight, paladin, whatever, and you use this spell, it makes this holy ring go out of you, like this ring of like holy nova. It just flies out. But if you have Diablo's aspect and it kicks on, and it turns your armor all black like Arthas, and you happen to have a sword that has ice equipped on it, when you hit something, a big ice ring flies out. It looks just like when you fight Diablo and a big fire ring would shoot out of him constantly. It's like that, only it's ice, and it just freezes everything, and it's pretty fucking sick. It just freezes everything. It's worse than a sorceress could do, I imagine, if they make sorceresses. Now, supposedly there's a side story that I missed because they'd already leveled it up to 70 and I didn't get to see it. It has something to do with Uther Lightbringer from WoW, or those Lightbringer families, whatever, the paladins, having some connection to Diablo because Diablo is Spanish for Satan or the devil, whatever. And originally his name was Lucifer, which was the Lightbringer. Back when Satan was an angel, he was called the Lightbringer, and because one of these NPCs I talked to, he said the Lightbringers are always cast in the shadow. And it was capital Lightbringers, like the Lightbringer family, so I was like, oh, it's got something to do with WoW. Anyway, the other character they gave me was a level 30 Barbarian, which you saw me playing a minute ago. And it's fun because they have this charge attack, whirlwind attack you probably saw, and they do that leap from Diablo 2. And I like how all the sounds are the same, kind of like when you drop gems and scrolls, it makes the same sounds from Diablo 2. And there's a few places where you can use your leap attack, like jump from the upstairs to the downstairs if it's not far enough where you need a ladder. That's pretty cool. You can jump on top of crap and do that pounce. But the runes are kind of different than Diablo 2. Like, they don't have names like Neph or Ko or Pul or Lum or anything like that. It's just like Rune of Lethality or Rune of Mortality, and sometimes you get bags that drop, which you can put into your stash to make your stash hold more stuff. And sometimes the bags will have runes and gems and stuff already in it. I don't know if it's going to have jewels. I haven't seen any jewels yet, but there's no reason Blizzard can't go ahead and put jewels and charms and stuff like that in the game before it comes out, because there's no reason for them to have to make an expansion pack later on, because they already know we're going to want this stuff. So there's no excuse if they make an expansion pack later on and say, oh, well, we just thought of some new stuff you might want to have. Here's some charms. Or Uber Tristram, or later on they're going to patch it in or whatever. And there's no excuse for that, because we're already telling them right now that's what we want. But there's this cool thing, like they stole from Guild Wars, called the salvaging system. Like, you know, in Guild Wars you can salvage crap and you can get like the handles or the blades or stuff off of weapons and stuff. It's like that, but if there's a rare item you get and you don't want it, you can salvage it and see if it had any runes or something it took to make the item. Like, you can get a rune of negation that will give you the stat that the item had on it, which was like a +5 to all resists. Or you can get a rune of power, which gives you like a knockback effect on your weapon, or +5 strength if you put it on your armor. So that's pretty cool. There's also this one quest that's like a reference to Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, which makes sense because the new Indiana Jones just came out. You know in Indiana Jones Last Crusade where you get to pick which cup is the cup of Christ, you know, like that, and you gotta pick the wooden one, the crabby looking one? You can pick the one which you know is Jesus' cup, whatever, the wooden crappy one, and you can go on in the game and get farther in the game. Or you can pick one of the awesome looking cups all around. You can see they have tons of jewels and runes and crap in them. But it's really hard to get to this quest, so if you pick one of those, you can salvage it and get all kinds of crap off of it. Or go back and do the whole thing again because you took the wrong cup and I think it kills you too if you choose the wrong one, but you get to keep it because it's in your inventory. So that's pretty cool. There's all kinds of references. Blizzard always does this with like King Kong and empty barrels on monkeys and WoW and the whole Zelda thing and tons of crap like that. Anyway, as far as the classes go, I can't tell you much about that because all I've seen... Well, let's see. I think there's going to be 10 in all. There's Barbs, Witch Doctors, Knights, I call them Paladins. That depends on if you choose to be good or evil or whatever. Vikings, which is like the Boazon, Amazon, Archer class, but they also have axes and lances, so they're pretty sweet. There's a class called the Nephilim, which is like half angels, half humans. I'm not sure what they look like yet. I think they kind of look like satyrs or like with goat hooves. Because if you pick one of those and you go evil, it look like this demonic sort of angel. I've seen them somewhere in like an anime, but I can't tell you what they're called. Kind of like a succubus. Yeah, like a succubus. It has hooves, but it's like a demon, like an angel looking thing. Fucking sweet. I think the Nephilim have like holy and fire spells. Now instead of mages and sorks, they're going to be called wizards. But they're not like the sorceresses from the old days. They're like, I think they're going to be more like arcane, like mana shielding and teleporting and some other kind of arcane buff type thing. And then they got like this lightning bolt spell, which is pretty sick. It's one of my favorite spells. It's like a one-hit kill if it's like a normal mob, and then it does an AoE effect knockback on anything around it. Like it just shoots a lightning bolt on the ground and just blows something up, kills everything else around it, or it knocks everything around it back. So it's good for crowd control and stuff. If everything starts getting on like your friend, lightning bolt it, shoots everything around it, and kills one of them. Pretty sweet. But you know those harpies that would shoot out those little star type things? They were in Diablo 1 and Diablo 2. It makes that weird sound. It's like a pulsing star type thing. They got a thing where they shoots one of those out and then it splits into 3. And then if it doesn't hit anything else, it splits into like 3 more. So there's like 9 of those and it just keeps spreading. I guess it depends on your skill level how many of those split. But you know how the map is destructible? So you can knock the walls down? Anytime you knock down debris and stuff like that, the wizards, they can use arcane explosions. Not like the wild kind, but like they explode somewhere else and it blows shit apart. It like if something, like anything that was left from the wall falling on it, it blows it apart and it kills whatever else was left. Or if you just have like a rock on the ground, you can arcane explode it and it shoots shards of it flying everywhere around like a little AoE burst. And they also have this arcane pushing type thing. It's kind of like they pick stuff up, they do a whirlwind spinning thing with it and they push it back and forth from them. Like the assassins had those ninja star type things they would throw out and it would come back and it'd go back and forth. It's like that, but with a bunch of rubble and debris flying around like a whirlwind, chopping shit up. I think there's 4 more, so there's 10 in all. I think that was 6 I named, but I don't know what they are. I'm assuming assassins are going to be coming back. Not sure about the druids. I'm not sure if they had like enough people that like druids, but I think the necromancers were replaced by the witch doctors, so I don't know what the other ones are going to be. You know, there's got to be some kind of elementalist class, like a different type of sorceress, mage type thing, because there's got to be like a big ice fire class. Although the Nephilim are like a big fire class. Maybe it's just going to be like some kind of Arctic Yetis or something that throw ice around. Like Wendigos, that'd be sweet. A Wendigo druid that you transform like a werewolf, but you turn into like a Yeti, and you have ice powers. Physical and ice.